Some people are destined from the moment they are born. They are nurtured as talented children in soccer countries with endless opportunities. They excel day by day amid modern training techniques, great facilities, and coaches who are each one better than the next, and they become world stars. Others, even with fewer opportunities, have extraordinary talent and the genes of an athletic family. Blending these with ambition and hard work, they conquer the world. That's exactly the story of Lewandowski. Born on August 21, 1988 in Warsaw, Poland, Lewandowski was born into a Catholic family. His mother, Iwona, was a volleyball player for the Warsaw Academic Sports Association, which competed in the First League. His father, Krzysztof, was a former judo player and active soccer player for Hutnik Warsaw. Being born into such a family was a blessing for Robert Lewandowski. Lewandowski talks about his childhood. Since my childhood, I have been following the lives of athletes, and I have a sportsman's spirit in my DNA. He had the opportunity to try many sports in his childhood, but football was the one he wanted the most. He felt most comfortable when he had a ball at his feet. His father recognized his passion and took his son to training with Partizan Leszno, the team from Leszno, where they lived. At the age of 9, he started training with the Warsaw team. The facilities were very poor. The ground on which he played was usually forbidden asphalt or very bad dirt fields with only a single blade of grass. They used shabby old sheds as dressing rooms, with unprotected windows that let in cold. It was in these harsh conditions that the story of Lewandowski, one of the world's most famous goal scorers of the future, began. But he had formidable weapons to help him overcome the odds. Talented and ambitious, after 7 years in Warsaw, he joined Delta Warsaw. It was a very important transition for him, because the Delta Club was one of the clubs that Liga Warsaw used as a source of players. This was very good news for his father Krzysztof, whose biggest dream was for his son to wear the jersey and play for a professional club. He had been dreaming of this ever since Robert played ball in the alleys, and little Lewandowski was working hard to fulfill his father's dream, because it was not only his father's dream, but also his own. But he had bigger dreams. And then life took its bitter turn, and Robert's father Krzysztof passed away in 2005. His mother Iwona recalls the moments when Robert told her about his father's death. Fortunately, Robert was not at home at that moment. Krzysztof was battling cancer, and one night he had a stroke. The next morning, he was no longer with us. Roberto was living with his sister in Bielani at the time. After class, I told him everything. He told me he felt what had happened. He was very brave for a little boy. 17-year-old Robert was saddened by the loss of his father, his biggest hero. He also hadn't fulfilled his father's biggest dream. But this sadness wouldn't stop him from going forward. He would work even harder for his father. Despite his young age, Robert took a very important decision. After his father's death, his mother's financial burden had increased greatly, and Lewandowski decided to leave the family home in order to reduce this burden. Moving to Warsaw with his sister, Robert lived on the little money he earned playing in the Delta. The increasingly difficult circumstances pushed him to work even harder. After a few months, Lewandowski's performance put him on the radar of Liga scouts. In the 2005-2006 season, he became a footballer for Liga. His goal was to join the first team as soon as possible. His performances caught the attention of the coaches and staff, and eventually he was included in the A-team training camp. He had an important opportunity to prove his skills, but his luck ran out. He suffered a serious injury in the camp. The injury not only prevented him from performing, but also affected the way the coaches looked at him, because they thought that a footballer at the beginning of his career would never be able to give 100% performance after such a severe injury. So Lewandowski's dreams of playing at first division level were dashed, and he immediately tried to put Plan B into action. According to this plan, he would transfer to a lower-level first division team and show himself in this way. However, this plan also failed, as no one wanted this young footballer who had suffered a serious injury at the beginning of his career. Moreover, Liga decided not to extend his contract for 1 year. His career, which hadn't started long ago, was already in a stagnation phase, because Legia Warsaw's refusal to give him a new contract meant he was not only without a club, it also meant that he was far from a proper training ground and facilities. His biggest supporter during this time was his mother, Iwona. She worked hard to help her son realize his dream. In the summer of 2006, Lewandowski's injury was fully recovered, and luck would smile on him this time. Third division club Znicz Pruszków signed Lewandowski despite the possibility of a recurrence of his injury. The reason they took this risk was that he had shown at a young age that he could perform at Legia level. Lewandowski did not disappoint their confidence in him. At the end of the season, his club finished the league, and Robert became the top scorer with 15 goals. The following season, he scored 21 goals for the same club in the second division, and his career started to climb up the ladder rapidly. In June 2008, he was transferred to Lech Poznan for 1.5 million zloty, and after scoring over 20 goals in 2 seasons in Poznan, his former club Legia was now asking for his forgiveness. Of course, the transfer negotiations were not over for the young striker who scored 20 goals every season. There was no end to the offers for him and his club. After evaluating the offers one by one, he chose the club that would open the legend of Lewandowski to the world, Jürgen Klopp's Borussia Dortmund. While his first season at Dortmund was an adjustment phase, luck smiled on him once again in his second season. At the start of the season, no one expected Lewandowski to make the starting 11, but the Paraguayan striker. When Lucas Barrios got injured in the Copa America, he was thrust into the starting 11. Klopp chose him Lewandowski, who scored 22 goals and provided 10 assists in 34 games in the league, and played a major role in his team's championship, did not let Klopp down. In his first season at Dortmund, Lewandowski, who looked like a goal scorer or a joker, has turned into a top scorer this season. With this performance, he managed to attract the attention of Europe's giant clubs, but the star striker preferred to stay at Dortmund this season as well. In this new season, he proved to be one of the world's top scorers by scoring 24 goals in the league and 10 in the Champions League. However, at the end of that season, it was Bayern Munich, not Dortmund, who had reached a happy ending in the league. Bayern, who won the championship after a 3-year break, had no intention of letting him go. Moreover, these two clubs faced each other in the Champions League final, and Bayern won. Bayern Munich then signed Lewandowski at the end of the season, not only signing one of the best goal scorers in the world, but also taking this weapon away from their strongest rival. Lewandowski would now sweat for Bayern. In 2013, he united his life with his girlfriend Anna, who was also an athlete. A graduate of the Academy of Physical Education in Warsaw, Anna is a Polish national karate fighter who won bronze at the World Championships in 2009 and is also an expert in sports nutrition. Now, the veteran goalscorer of the Green Fields would walk his life path together with Anna. The couple welcomed a daughter, Clara, in 2017. Both the marriage and the Bayern jersey did Lewandowski a lot of good in his life. He won the championship with Bayern Munich in all 7 seasons he spent there. He was top scorer in 5 of these 7 seasons, increasing the number of trophies in his trophy cabinet and adding the ones he didn't have. He lifted the Champions League trophy in the 2019-2020 season. His most memorable performance was when he scored 5 goals in 9 minutes against Wolfsburg on September 22, 2015. It was a performance that is still remembered on anniversaries. Undoubtedly one of the most sensational performances in the history of football, Liga reached a superhuman level in 2020. By the end of the 2019-2020 season, he had 55 goals and 10 assists in all competitions. While everyone thought he wouldn't be able to go above that, the following season he showed that he would continue to hover around 50 goals and 8 assists and around there. The twist of fate for Lewandowski was that the world was struggling with a global pandemic when he was at his best. In 2020, Lewandowski, who was up for both the World Footballer of the Year and UEFA Best European Footballer of the Year awards, could not win this award due to the cancellation of the Ballon d'Or due to the pandemic. In 2021, after the award was given to Lionel Messi, many football fans thought that Lewandowski was wronged. It was a serious injustice not to give the Ballon d'Or to Lewandowski, who maintained his performance after a year without the award. Even though he has many trophies and awards, world football still owes a Ballon d'Or to Lewandowski. In the summer of 2022, he left for Barcelona for a fee of €45 million. It was the highest sale in Bayern Munich's history. In his first season with Barcelona, Lewandowski won the championship and finished top scorer in the league. Lewandowski's journey was not only influential at club level. During the years he was born and started playing football, football in his native Poland had entered a period of stagnation. Having failed to qualify for the 1990, 94 and 98 World Cups, Poland was eliminated at the group stage in 2002 and 2006. They only participated in the European Football Championship in 2008. Lewandowski's first appearance in the national jersey came after Euro 2008, when he played 31 minutes against San Marino in the World Cup qualifiers on September 6, 2008, and scored a goal in this match. Poland participated in all European championships organized after Lewandowski wore the national jersey and succeeded in playing the quarterfinals in 2016. They could not show the same success in the World Cups. In 2010 and 2014, Poland failed to qualify for the World Cup, and in 2018, they bid farewell to the tournament at the group stage. He explains Robert Lewandowski's success on the pitch with these words: "You need cooperation on the pitch. Without assists, the goal scorer is nothing, and without a goal scorer, you can't score goals. It is this synergy between the players that makes football fascinating." But to be honest, Lewandowski was often the best player on the pitch, both before and after he came to greatness, and he always showed sportsmanship. Robert Lewandowski's father, whom he lost at a young age, may not have witnessed him play in a professional match, but he has engraved his name in football history in golden letters, and we are sure that his father Christoph is watching him from somewhere.